Hello guys, welcome to my channel. Today I'll be teaching you how to make your own gathered skirt. Now, depending on how much fabric you want to use, 2 to 3 yards, depending on how full you want it to be, and depending on how long you want the fabric to be. I wanted mine to be a 3/4 like you saw in the picture. I didn't want it to be all the way to the floor, so I cut it, and then from where I cut the fabric, I started to insert my needle and thread, making a straight stitch. Now as you sew, you just begin to smoothen it out and just make it straight, and basically you're just doing this from one end of the fabric to the other end of the fabric, and you just continue. So right after doing this, guys, you just start pulling the thread from the other end, or whatever end you prefer, and then you can see the gathered feature of the skirt begin to form. This is how to make a gathered skirt. Basically, sew a straight stitch, and then you pull it, and then you just start adjusting it and smoothing it out. Now the next step is to take your measuring tape and measure your waist. Now after you do this, you add like a couple of inches because of seam allowance and because you're going to be adding a zip. Now you take this measurement and you use it to measure out a belt for, it's a high waist. Now I just eyeballed mine, how big you want it to be, and I folded it in half, and I got this size, and I made sure that it was my correct size. I tried it on like you can see here, and that I still had made sure I still had space for my zip. Now the next step is to take the skirt and align it with the belt, and make sure you smooth it out so that it will match the size of the belt, the width, how wide it is. Make sure it's the same from beginning to the end, and then you begin to sew these two together, right sides facing each other, guys. And then you just begin to sew below the raw edge. Don't sew on the fold of the belt, guys. Below the raw edge of the belt plus the skirt, you just begin to make a straight stitch from one end to the other end. I first pinned it down, just to provide a guideline to see what I'm doing. And now, like you can see, guys, I have finished doing this, and then you can see what I was talking about, raw edge with the raw edge of the skirt, and then you flip it up, and then you can see that what you sew is hidden inside the skirt, and on the outside it's clean and smooth. And now I just put the material around my waist to make sure that everything was in place. And now it's time for us to fix our zip and join the skirt together. So guys, I don't have a sewing machine, so these guys they usually just pass around my street, and I just give them a zip from a skirt that didn't need it anymore, and they just put a zip for me, and they join the skirt together. As you can see, guys, it's clean, it's smooth, it's clean and smooth. I could have done this by hand, but the sewing machine is actually better. Thank you so much for watching this video, guys. If you like it, please give it a thumbs up, and if you have any questions, just leave a comment down below and I'll be sure to reply. Also, please do follow me on all my social media platforms.